.405 warm up, 415 bench presses. Grab some chalk, hit some pull-ups, circuit time, ropes, push presses, and some burpees.
Put them in the dirt, say it again, man, and that's a reverse. Never rehearse, jumping in first. Call up the nurse, put the beat in the hearse. This is absurd, take the berserk, don't get on the track.
So in the morning, typically I wake up around 3:30, grab my stuff, hit the gym, get a quick session of some weights and a little bit of cardio. And then if my schedule permits, where I finally have a day open, I'll grab the bike and I'll hit the beach, whether it be Destin or somewhere in the local area, and just kind of get lost on the beach, pedal for miles and sight fishing for anything from pompano to ladyfish to redfish. You kind of never know what you're gonna catch. Let's go. Yo, what's happening? And welcome to Destin. Yo, I'm Lionel James and this is Lion's Tail. Today I got my thing going on. We got some electric bikes by YOLO. We're just gonna be riding down the beach on this pretty morning. We're gonna try to get on, honestly, we're fly fishing, so whatever we catch. I don't wanna make any promises, but I appreciate you guys watching. Just come along for this adventure. You dig? Just kind of trying to spot some redfish right now. Stop, get off the bike, try to get ahead of them. You just gotta remember, like, you try to get ahead of them pretty far ways, because when you're fly fishing, you still gotta strip the line, get in the water, get prepared, and these fish are constantly moving, so it's kind of like a timing thing, you dig? I saw one coming up. We'll try to get him. I'd rather go find a school, but we'll try to cast to that one, get in the water, and then kind of enjoy the day. He's right here, coming up in the front of the bike. One big ass redfish. He's gonna eat if I get a fly in front of him. He's searching. That fish was following it. And like, he had no idea I was there. That's one of the best things about these bikes, but it's a big school of fish. He was like literally 2 feet away from me. I saw his mouth like go like this, and I kind of like messed up, got excited and stuff. So the best thing about these bikes in this area is that we know which way the fish are going, so I don't have to chase them as much. We're gonna hop back on the bikes, get a really good lead on them, and we should start seeing more fish as the sun comes up. It's about 9:15, 9:30. So my heart's pumping. My dad was in the military, and I was born in the Philippines, which was his first base. Shortly after that, we moved to Florida, Melbourne, Cocoa Beach kind of area. And the next thing you know, we're getting moved to Anchorage, Alaska. So Anchorage, Alaska is where I call home. It's where I spent most of my time. I finished high school, middle school, and went on to play a little college ball from there in Minnesota. When my dad was stationed in the Destin area, when he could, he would take me on these fishing charters. And that's where I discovered that you could actually fish and make a living from it. And from that point on, I've always had this ambition of having my own business and actually coming back to Destin and starting my own business here. So after I dropped out of college, I joined the military, did about 9 years in the service as a firefighter. My last base was Tyndall Air Force Base, which is in Panama City. After my time at Tyndall, I decided to come back and be closer to my family and start the business in Destin. So, I mean, it's kind of cliche, but it really brought me back to where it all started. Yo, we got one. Oh, snap. Oh, we got one. I'm telling you, look, there's a redfish right there. I think it's a pompano. Pretty pompano. Let's go. So I try to keep my fishing Monday through Friday, but sometimes you got to go out on the weekend. The weekend is insane. Obviously, once you get some nice weather, everybody wants to come outside, bring their boats, and it's dope, right? So for me to get away from that, I love to get out on my bike and just get out on the beach and by myself, where I'll pedal for miles and miles and miles and just be completely alone. And the best thing about that too is, like, I have to put my phone in my backpack, so I'm totally unplugged to the world. And yeah, it's just kind of like my little sanctuary on that bike. Oh my goodness, I think it's a pretty pompano. Pretty pompano. The bikes are more about the adventure, right? The white sand, the emerald covered water. As we get closer and closer to the summer, we get more like bluefish, ladyfish, jacks, all kind of stuff. So, like, out here on the beach, man, it's just really dope. You just never know what you're gonna catch. We got a pretty little pompano right here. Got some redfish swimming around. Yo, just come to Destin and holla at your boy. You dig? All right. So the fly that I'm using right now is kind of like a mix of colors. I call it the Drizzy Drake. Yo, I'm a music buff, right? But Drake, he's light skinned, he's mixed, and he's sensitive. And so this one was built for the ladies, and this is a lady pompano. But essentially what it looks like is a sand fleet in the water, right? And so these pompano, what they'll do is, like, let me get this guy out first. Pompano have really good eyesight. They have really good smell. So what happens with sand fleas urinate quite a bit. And so they're not really seeing the sand flea, they're smelling it first. And when they smell it and they see it, what they're seeing is like the orange eggs that they're laying this time of year. So it's the color that attracts the pompano. So this one's a pretty fish, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna give you a big fat kiss, let you go. Man, I've always just been a gym rat. I've always been into sports, and I enjoy the discipline that comes with the gym, the wake up early, the holding yourself accountable, and I incorporate that into my fishing lifestyle. The gym, you have to be self-motivated and disciplined, and it's the same thing for fishing. You have to be self-motivated to wake up every morning and disciplined to make the right decision to where you're taking your clients, to wake up, get the boat ready, to get all your gear ready for the next day. It's all coincides with one another. Being self-employed, I'm accountable for myself and my squad. Even the ladyfish in Destin are just flat out prettier. Silver. Hey. Wow. out here.
After the weights, I really am not like a runner and I hate doing cardio, so I'll grab the bikes and I'll get in about 20 to 25 miles on the beach by myself. But after that's done, with the luxury of Destin, what I'll do is I'll go home and I'll grab the boat, hook it up, throw it at a boat ramp, put the boat in the water, and just kind of just go see what kind of trouble I could get into. We just got back in the harbor and it's in the afternoon. There's boats everywhere. However, if you kind of sneak back here quietly, what we're gonna find is some black drum, and I'm not talking no little ones. I'm talking like bigger than my arms and legs combined, you know what I mean? And right now they're just kind of floating on top. There's a beautiful one just sitting here, chilling. And we're gonna try to get one on the fly ride, you know what I'm saying? So typically you wanna throw something really, really small at these big black drum. They're just munching on anything like in the crustacean, small shrimp, or some kind of crab coming out the oysters, and even the oysters too. So I think a smaller presentation is a better one. Bigger isn't always better, except when it comes to my arms and legs. You don't really hear about black drum being caught much on a fly rod, period. But what's kind of unique to Destin is that when you find these black drum, you're not finding a bunch of little black drum. These are all, like, I call them world-class black drums. So when I saw that black drum, she was kind of super shallow in between some high society houses and docks. I'm talking like $1 million boats and all that stuff that I'd probably never mess with. All right. She was swimming the seawall, which was really dope to see her swim that seawall. And so I know she was eating because you could tell by the posture of the fish and how she was tipping her head down and the tail was coming out of the water. The fly landed. You could see her just kind of coming up. She paused, stuck her tail out. She gave me a wink, kept going, and you could see where she just stuck her head down and was like, yo, this Drizzy Drake looks so good. I'm gonna eat it. She grabbed it. And it was, next thing you know, it's just like, yo, world record set, you know? Got him, ho, got him, let's go! Hooking the fish probably was the easiest part about this adventure. Once we got her hooked, I already knew that one of two things were gonna happen. She was gonna either run straight at the boat or straight at the docks. And once, what she did, she actually did both. She added them together. She ran straight at the boat, took a hard right and said, nah, that dude ain't really all that good looking, so I'm gonna get away from him, and went straight to the dock. And that was kind of my worst fear ever.
We're hooked up to a nice big black drum. He's got me under this this boat, which I'm probably gonna go in the water for.
So she took that hard right, went into the docks, and I was like, man, yo, don't do that. That's a fancy boat, and I don't know if these people are gonna have me like jumping down under their boat. I'm not here to work on it and scrub the bottom of it. I'm just here to get my fish, you know? She went under the boat, and my biggest fear was not necessarily the pylons, but the boat propeller. So at any cost, I wanted to grab this fish. First thing in my head was like, I'm gonna have to jump in this water to grab this fish. And I'm prepared to do that. After jumping in the water, getting a pair of goggles from the boat owners, swimming under a dock, back out, under my own boat, unwrap it, she finally decided to run into the middle of the bay where I could have swore I was in Yankee Stadium and it was the bottom of the ninth in the World Series because there was a crowd around me just watching, and that rod was fully bent. After 45 minutes of fighting this fish, we finally get it to the boat. And it was like eye-to-eye contact. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I'm definitely more tired than the fish. Even though I got my cardio in this morning, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, ain't nothing like swimmers. So y'all swimmers out there that can swim and float for like 20 minutes, hours, much respect. Yo! Yo! Let's go! Oh! Holy crap! On the fly rod! Oh my gosh! Oh! That's intense, yo. That's intense. This fish is probably 40, 50 years old. She's old, but she is so strong. I'm gonna smell like straight black drum, but yo, that fly, just like that, the fly's out. I'm shaking, yo. Let's go. All right, we're gonna let this girl go. Yo, next time on Lion's Tail Adventures. You dig?
Destin is an experience and adventure on its own. Between it being a town that was founded around fishing to evolving into this fishing mecca slash party mecca where you could run offshore real quick. And when I mean offshore, I'm talking like a mile, right? Or after you're done with that, you can come back in, run into the Destin Harbor, snag some black drum on a fly, and then on your way out, you could stop at the harbor, grab you a 12-pack, and then go party it up on Crab Island. And then when you're done with that, if you want to go into the backcountry with some like poling and sight fishing for redfish, you could do that. So Destin is just really, really dope. It provides the family, the fisherman, and the adventurer with just flat out everything.